It seems as though Xbox is going to go third party. And just before I get into this, I have to say I don't agree with this decision if this is the way they're going to go. I want you to hear me out on why. I think there's a lot of reasons that Xbox shouldn't go third party. Yes, I understand that their hardware sales aren't where they want them to be. They've done, not good. Apparently the Xbox One was in more demand than the Xbox Series X and S have been. Now, I thought maybe they were doing better because, like here in Japan, for example, the Series S and the Series X have sold out for a while. Was that due to the chip shortage? Yes, but I also thought, well, heck, there must be some demand if they're selling out, right? And they're staying out of stock for a little while. But apparently the demand isn't there, and Xbox, or maybe Microsoft, is not happy about it. Another thing has to do apparently with Activision. And so there's supposed to be expected ROI now that Activision's been bought. It was a huge purchase, and if they keep pumping money into the consoles and essentially Game Pass, which I guess isn't feasible, but a lot of people have said this actually, that it's not feasible, then, what's the point? However, hear me out. I just really don't want there to be a gaming marketplace where only two console platforms exist. I understand PCs are out there. I know. Okay. But let's be honest, that's really kind of its own thing. Just because, PCs are used for work, they're used for whatever, they're multi-purpose, right? But exclusive gaming consoles, we've only got two of them now. If this is going to be the case, we're only going to have the PS5 and then whatever the Switch 2, I guess. We just got to look at these companies when they're doing well financially for their true colors to show. So for example, the PS3 started off selling hot, and then it dropped off because of the 360 being cheaper and, just more popular in general. At the end of the life cycle, the PS3 actually started to catch up, and I think it might have surpassed the Xbox 360 a bit. But for a long time, the Xbox was killing it. It was doing such a good job. And look at Microsoft at that time. They were charging for online, which they do now, but now it's actually a better deal. But they were charging for Xbox Live Gold. They started the whole thing with like Oblivion and like buying horse skins and all this stuff. It was nuts. So Microsoft was in a good position, and let's be honest, they took advantage of it. They monetized it. There's the famous E3 where they had all these like avatars and it was going to be cool, and then they just made you like buy everything, basically. Go figure. And so Sony, on the opposite end, they were doing free online, which was great. I mean, they were coming off a hot win, by the way, with the PS2, but they were doing free online on the PS3. But when their sales weren't doing as good, they started to pump out some good games. You got things like Uncharted that came out, and overall, Sony was pretty good to the consumer. Then the PS4 comes out and absolutely blows away the Xbox One. Then what happens? Well, Sony basically moves their base of operations to the US in California. They start making developers, Japanese developers, write their game proposals in English. They start censoring games more often. Then they start charging for online because, hey, Xbox did it, so should we. And it really didn't seem to stop people. People still bought a ton of PlayStation 4s, and they've bought a ton of PlayStation 5s too. That's why it's so dominant right now, especially here in Japan, right? The Xbox and the PlayStation are so similar, people think, well, hey, I'm Japanese, I'm going to buy a Japanese-made console. Even though it's hardly Japanese at this point. And then let's look at Nintendo, right? We got the Wii U, which didn't do that well. Had a lot of great games on there. They were selling them for discounts. They were doing virtual console discounts and this and that. It was wonderful. They were really, they were being pretty consumer friendly overall. Again, coming off a huge win with the Wii. Then what happened? The Switch comes out, sells gangbusters. Then they start re-releasing Wii U ports for $60. I know why they do it, but you see where I'm going with this, right? When these companies are in these favorable positions, they're going to do stuff that are just going to hurt the consumer. I hate to say it. I really believe that. And I think Xbox needs to exist for the sole reason of competition. Having three players, heck, I think we should have more in the game, to be honest. Bring Sega back. I'd love to have Sega back. Give me a Dreamcast too. I think it would be great. Not saying I don't like having third-party Sonic everywhere. I mean, if Sega was smart, just leverage all of their first-party and second-party studios, they could make a pretty killer console. They'd be the only console with Persona on it. Could you imagine? The thing would sell a bajillion copies, right? Or even Sonic, right, would sell tons. I think for the sake of competition, that's certainly one thing. And I think, let's be honest, it's going to devalue the brand. I mean, who cares, right? Maybe someone might say, well, it's already devalued, right? What's the big deal? Microsoft has spent all this time, all this energy buying these studios, spending all this money, really, buying these studios, coming up with different things, coming up with different strategies, and then what? They're just going to go third party? I mean, yeah, they'll make money, but to what end? Really, to what end? I don't know. I think a lot of people are thinking, wow, this is a great idea. I just can't see it working out. I mean, hey, I got a PS5, don't get me wrong, I got a Switch. You can see the PlayStation controller there. I got the PS5 games up there, PS4 games, but I mean, got Halo here playing in the background. I just couldn't even imagine this on anything other than an Xbox. I don't know. To me, I think going third party, you sacrifice a bit of your identity. And this definitely happened with Sega, I think. I just keep going back to them because they're the easiest example. Sega had a very unique identity, and it just seems like it changed so much. You're trying to appeal to such wide bases. You're trying to appeal to the Nintendo players, the PlayStation players, and then the Xbox people, and this, that, and the other. I mean, look at Sonic Heroes, right? Look at Sonic Adventure 2, last Dreamcast game. Then look at Sonic Heroes. That should tell you all you need to know. I can't even imagine. Like, yes, it would be cool, I guess, to play, I don't know, Hi-Fi Rush or something like that on a different console. But I just feel like Xbox is in a good position from now. They could make some, if they make some smart hardware decisions, they might be able to pull it back. Hey, maybe scrap the whole powerful console and the whole Series X. Make a middle-of-the-road console, $400. They want to go all digital. They're dying to go all digital. But hear me out. Do something like PlayStation. Maybe have a removable disc drive or something. $400. Or even keep it $350. Bump up the Series S a little bit. I think it would sell much better. I think people have the reservations about the Series X because it's too expensive. And then you have the Series S, which is not really fully next-gen, right? I don't know. I just feel like it'd be really disappointing if they dropped out. But let us know what you think in the comments. Xbox dropping out of the console race. If it happens, good thing, bad thing. Would you be disappointed? I think, us Xbox fans, we'd be left in the dirt, to be honest. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Let us know what you think. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.